All right, all right, all right. All right, everybody. Welcome back to My Free Life. Thank you for being here. I'm Sax Williams. I will be your host. We got another amazing video for you. This was over over a half hour long. So by the time I'm done commentarying, probably about another hour or something. So again, get your popcorn, do your thing. Let's get ready to start this video. And by the way, YouTube or any other program, you know what I mean? Social media, network, whatever. This is for entertainment purposes only. Entertainment only. Only. Don't take anything I show you or anything I tell you factual. Y'all have to make that up for yourself. All right? Question everything. Think for yourself. Use your own brain. All right? With that disclosure being said, let's get busy.
Get your ass in here and sit down. Now imagine you a school bus driver. And you taking the kids home or you taking them to school, wherever you going. And all they little asses just poof, disappear. Roll the footage.
That's what I like. Everybody listen up. You need to get in your seats right now. And you kids step forward, please. Facing forward, thank you. Everybody hang on.
Turn around.
Where everybody?
Look at the back.
Whoa, what?
Is everybody okay?
Yeah, they okay.
Alright, y'all, straight up. That's creepy. That's real creepy. But I did watch this several times. Alright? Because I question everything. And there is something very particular that I noticed about this clip. It's between the time the kids disappear and the time it goes back to the bus driver driving. There was little nanosecond of, obviously to me, an edit. Something that changed, something that clipped, right? Which makes me not believe this. Not that I don't believe this can happen. And maybe this happened. Maybe this is real.
Please, facing forward, thank you.
I don't know. I question it all. But I have my reserves because of this little spot. So I'm gonna play this back either right before or right after. The children all disappear in this bus. Something doesn't match up. Something doesn't mesh up with the driver. Like it skips some time or something. And you just notice a split second after the kids disappear, the positioning of the bus driver, his position changes. But I feel like there's a gap missing, like something's missing.
Facing forward, thank you. Everybody hang on.
Y'all see that? Did y'all notice that? Alright, I'm gonna back it up and play it one more time. So it's just a split second between what he's doing and the kids disappearing, but I feel like something's been cut and patched into this particular segment. So we're gonna watch it one more time.
All they little asses just poof, disappear. Roll the footage.
That's what I like. Everybody listen up.
You see his shoulder, you see the shadow. Watch.
Please, facing forward, thank you.
Kids disappear, shadow changes, his position changes.
Turn around.
I like to think I'm right 100% of the time, but I'm probably right about 65% of the time. I'm going to give myself 65%, maybe 70%. But I try. I use my brain always, but doesn't mean I'm always right. Let's keep this moving.
Man.
I'm no conspiracy theorist or anything, but check this out. So I saw this video.
Did you see they just did some weird law with house insurance in California?
Yeah, they removed house insurance out there. State Farm is pulling out of that market. I kind of feel like something massive is going to happen.
And not even 2 minutes later, this text message pops up. Pause to read.
All right. So she said pause to read, so I did exactly what she said. I paused that and zoomed in on it so we can read it. T-Mobile. All right. California subscribers. There are safety measures you can take in anticipation of emergencies and disasters, and a list of efforts T-Mobile is taking to keep our network operational during such events. For info, contact la-da-dee, la-da-da.
Of reducing your meat consumption for a greener world. But wait, they're also selling 1-cent cheeseburgers during a beef recall. Such a puzzling contradiction that's leaving you like, what the heck? What am I supposed to believe? What's happening? Are they truly promoting sustainability, or are they just creating more chaos? I think we all know the answer. Don't be fooled. You guys know the agenda. We all know the agenda. And what is it that we can do? If you are going to eat meat, where you buy your food, it matters. There's local harvest. You can look up all these different farmers markets in your local area. Not only are you getting much better food, but you're supporting them. You're helping them. It's going to be this community where everybody is thriving. That is going against the agenda and providing quality food for you and your family.
We'd already seen the whole drama with the CRISPR designer babies. This is where scientists were able to create custom babies. They were able to take the best traits from both parents and create this designer baby. And one of the arguments in favor of CRISPR was that this was able to remove any sort of genetic abnormalities or diseases from these babies. I'm sure a lot of people would love to be able to customize their baby and have the baby look exactly like they want, but is it crossing a line? Should there be a limit? Like, is this too much to be playing with nature? And how do we know we're not going to accidentally develop something we shouldn't have developed? We've seen the strange creatures that have washed ashore.
Are emojis demonic sigils used to witchcraft the world down?
Treat yourself.
This is the kind of thing I love to look into, something I think is going to be a stretch. And then the more I look into it, the more it seems like it's not, and then I get more intrigued. Let's check it out. Exhibit A, 72 emojis, connected to the 72 seals of Solomon. The 72 demon sigils, seals and symbols of the lesser key of Solomon. Also, Unicode, the company in control of deciding what emojis make it in. Apparently it's a very hard process regardless of how many requests they get for other emojis to make it in. Only certain emojis can stay, or make it in. I still thought it was a stretch until I saw this footage right here. We've discussed this kind of technology before. The phone that's in your hand.
That's crazy.
Where does it come from? I told you about the origin of Steve Jobs and the cave with the guru and the spirit. This was technology meant to be spread around the world. Can your phone read your mind? Can it match the user's energy signature?
I think so.
How long has this Neph tech been around? There's the idea that some of these sigils or emojis can also be combined to pretty much create spells through the use of the pattern that you put them in. It was Confucius who said signs and symbols rule the world, not words or laws. What is a sigil anyway? Rabbit trail for you to go down. But basically sigils are like symbols that are infused with power that can control things. Think about the idea of pictograms. Think about the idea of company logos and why every company has a logo. Symbols precede language and control the world. Are there any symbols controlling you now? What do you do with the knowledge that emojis are demonic sigils anyway? It all just starts with awareness of this world around us. Just following clues one step at a time. Where's it going to take us next?
Muhammad Ali puts Michael Park.
That's crazy, y'all, because for real, I might have used emojis maybe 20 times in my life, and I mean like a smiley face or a thumbs up. I never ever got into emojis, never did, but I always thought they were weird. I didn't get into them because I just didn't understand. Like, there was just too much going on, all these different faces. I'm like, just send me some words, man. Just send me some words so I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm trying to read all this, read between the lines, signs, faces, and no, man, just write it out so I know what you're talking about, and there's no misinterpretation of what you're trying to say. I never got into them, and I always thought they were weird, but seeing that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense, y'all. I ain't even gonna front. No cap.
Atkinson on blast.
What's wrong with miniskirts? What's wrong with hot pants? I mean,
well, see, this is a European design thing, but righteous people, you go to Saudi Arabia and tell a woman to put on miniskirt. Go to Zaire, Africa, and have the women put on short dresses. They'd be fined or locked up. go to Pakistan, or go to all throughout black Islamic Muslim countries. Number one, I have a wife and she's walking around with a skirt up to here. And then what's happening? Well, why do I want everybody to see her? What's the man? I mean, people looking and winking, they lusting for her, all kind of freaks and no good people on the streets. Why do I want my wife? She came bent over because the panties show if the wind blow. Horses show the behind. Cows and animals and mules. Human beings don't walk behind out. Savages walking around with their behinds out. And my wife's behind ain't for every man to look at. You understand? So it makes a lot of sense. So how can I protect my woman if I'm walking down the street, she's half naked, and some sadist run up and grab her? Hell, I shouldn't have put out there. If I got merchandise I want to sell, I put it in the window for you to see. So if I want my wife, why do I want everybody to see my wife? What's private? What's mine? Everybody looking at her. Which means what's wrong with it? How can you have a wife or somebody you love? Anything God made precious, nature hides it. You cannot find diamonds easy. You have to dig and dig and dig. Then you got to work to clean them. You cannot. You cannot find. Listen. You cannot find gold. Everything God made valuable, He made it hard to get. Pearls, rubies, and ain't my oil. You have to dig, and half the time it don't strike. Everything God created that was valuable, He made it hard to get to. Ain't my woman more important than some diamonds and some oil and some gold? When she's the field which produced my sons and daughters, why should she walk around all nude in all of these design clothes? Her breast is out. She's on the beach wearing clothes that show more than her panties when she go to bed. That's right. People don't just might as well come out with a brassiere on and her panties. She'd be more covered up than she do in the European style with just something covering up her nipple and just a little old G-string over, and she's walking out on the beach naked. These are savages. How am I have my daughter, my wife, or my woman walk around for her man? Ooh, look, I could do. Boy, if I could get to her. And what I want that for? She's mine.
All right, real quick. Let's go over this.
Wow, y'all. Muhammad Ali, I'm going to drop the mic for you. Bam. Man, he killed that. He killed that testimony. For real. And you know, gets me too, because, you know, I'm getting older now, so obviously I think through things a whole lot better than I used to. You know, I used to be all about them girls out there just trying to be as sexy as can be, and But he 100% right. It's all about the lusting portion of that. You know what I mean? Like, no. I got $3. You know what I mean? I don't think so. I'm single. I'm not married. I'm not even with somebody. But if I was, I most certainly wouldn't want her running around showing her thing neither like that. That was a real mic drop, y'all. Straight up. Killed it. The man killed it. Killed it in the ring. Killed it on the mic.
Quick list of facts that are completely unrelated, by the way. Number one, Bill Gates, who has already done countless things for humanity, has now released billions of mosquitoes, genetically engineered mosquitoes, in Florida and Texas. Number two, cases of malaria are now in Florida and Texas for the first time in 20 years.
What's
Number three,
Florida?
Bill Gates actually has a malaria vaccine that works if it's not already made. By the way, that's what they call problem, reaction, solution. Create the problem, causes the reaction, and then they give you the solution. And fourth and final fact, hydroxychloroquine is an anti-malaria drug. That means no vaccine should be legal or necessary. So, do with those facts what you will.
So there's this water that...
Brother, I hope y'all paid attention to what he just said. He said it really well. Now, he didn't really disclose. I don't know who that guy is. I don't follow him or anything, so he didn't do any disclosure about who he is or his background, but he looks and acts pretty military, at least ex-military. Other words, very disciplined. But what he just said is some real hard facts. Some of y'all can't consume that. Not necessarily y'all, because if you're watching me, probably on my same wavelength. You know, we probably aren't sharing those same vibrations. You know what I mean? That same energy. But for those of y'all that might just be dipping into the red side of things, and I don't mean Republican, I mean the red pill. You know what I'm talking about? Then listen up, because that was hard. What he just said was real hard and real true. Let's get going.
that recently came out, and it's called Liquid Death, and they just admitted to putting witchcraft into the water before they ship it out. And there's this witch that explains everything she does. So let's just get into it.
A real witch, summoning demons and trapping them inside cans of water. Inside this very warehouse sits the entire inventory of Liquid Death mountain water. Each can is about to be infused with real demons by a real witch.
A lot of what I practice can be considered traditional witchcraft.
What you're about to witness is very real, very dangerous.
We enter into...
Okay, y'all. So when I was watching this, getting this footage, she like really starts going into whatever little seance she does there. So I immediately hit mute on that. I'm not listening to that. You ain't hitting me with no cantation, whatever. It's not happening. So the volume is off for the things that she say here, because if these fools is crazy enough to play the video of what she does to put the demons in the water in the first place and play that for us to hear, I don't think so. No, not gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. I ain't your fool. I'm not about to listen to that. No, I even put the earmuffs on and started humming. As soon as she started talking, once I realized she was doing a spell, like about 3-4 words in, I could tell it was a ritual style. I was like, reaching, trying to find that mute button. No, not listening to it. Not gonna have it. Not gonna happen. Nope. Nope. Ain't gonna trick me like that. But that's why it's muted. But she's really doing what she does at that Liquid Death company. This is in the company. This is in the warehouse. She does this to all the inventory, right? We sell those in my store. I ain't never drank one. I never drank one just because I'm not about to drink nothing that says Liquid Death on it. What the kind of fool I look like? Why do I want to be drinking something that says Liquid Death? And it's water. That oxymoron alone is gonna keep me completely.
What is going?
Like, are you kidding me? Liquid death? Wait, water? That's supposed to be life. That's water. No. And here you go. These people right here, these kind of people right here, the people that put that out. What you about to see right here, right now. Let's watch.
What is going on in this secret Freemason cave? Recently, a hiker in Oregon shared a video while he was on a hike through the back mountains when he came across a strange cave with a Freemason logo etched on the entrance. At approximately 500 meters in, he came across 2 wooden stadium.
That Mason logo, y'all see how bright blue that is? Look. Come on, will you? Let me start right here then, whatever.
He was on a hike through the back mountains when he came across a strange cave with a Freemason logo.
Look at that. That is like going to a cemetery and seeing fresh flowers on a grave. This is being maintained. That paint look better than paint on my car. Ain't nothing wrong with the paint on my car. See what I'm saying? This is maintained. Alright, so this is a very active cave.
Etched on the entrance. At approximately 500 meters in, he came across 2 wooden stadium-like benches facing each other in close fashion. Just enough space for a group of people to stand in between. Thinking nothing of it, he pushed on in. But things started to get weirder as he slowly started noticing shoes that could only fit small children littered on the ground, which eventually led to a whole pile of children's shoes. Not only that, strewn in between the shoes were a bunch of bones of unknown origins. Even though many of us can guess what this cave was used for, maybe we should clarify.
This might be the craziest thing I have ever seen.
It would take me everything in my will, every ounce, every drip, every drop of faith that I got to keep me from the unthinkable if I ran across a person, a group of people, an individual doing anything to a child. Anything. Y'all, and that is, it just makes me so sick and so disturbed to see that, because you can hope and be like, oh, people cannot be that evil. That's not going on. All you want. We all know what that means. Right? Without a shadow of a doubt, we know exactly what that meant What those stadium benches were set up for like that. And why it was all them kids' shoes in there. Don't play stupid, y'all, and don't tell yourself that the world is not that evil. All right, you ever heard of Ted Bundy? You know what I'm saying? Gatesy. Come on now. Come on now.
This might be the craziest thing I have ever seen. So at Lana Del Rey's concert, a wave of energy or whatever the heck happened jolted everyone in the crowd back. Just watch the raw footage.
Monster, when did you sell your soul?
He straight up called him out for selling his soul. This is wild. Before I show you this clip, let me give you a little bit of context. Israel Adesanya is one of the biggest fighters in the world, and he is often seen drawing a cross through the Monster logo. Maybe he just has beef with the company, or maybe it's because Monster is actually 666 in Hebrew. I'm sure we're all aware of the conspiracy, so I won't go into depth. Now check this clip out.
I don't use my platform to sell out and make money. Girl pair nuts and girl spine. You don't even represent your country when you sell out. When did you sign a Monster Energy? Tell me. Hey, you signed your soul recently, right? I ride motorcycles. Isn't it funny that anytime I have to fight someone, Monster signs them immediately and becomes a fan of them? You know why? Because I didn't sell out and I didn't sell my soul. What'd you have to do to that? Huh? What'd you have to do to sell your soul to get that deal? At the day, you're still gonna have to look in the mirror and know that you're a little bitch. And you sold your soul for Monster.
He straight up called him out for selling his soul. This is wild. Before I show you this clip, let me give you a little bit of context. Israel Adesanya is one of the biggest fighters in the world, and he is often seen drawing a cross through the Monster logo. Maybe he just has beef with the company, or maybe it's because Monster is actually 666 in Hebrew. I'm sure we're all aware of the conspiracy, so I won't go into depth.
Now, I had no idea. This is why research, doing your own research is so important. You know what I mean? Because there's so many things, so many symbols, so much stuff that's thrown at us. Bam, 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 constantly. From everywhere. From billboards to media, to commercials, to everything, the radio, what you're hearing, what you're seeing, what you're talking about. Constantly. Shh, 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 shh. Just like these Disney cartoons and stuff for these kids, always throwing these subliminal messages out, bam, 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 that are so subtle that you don't realize it's programming your child. You know what I'm saying? Our children, our future. You know what I mean? Just like this, man. I've been drinking my shit, killing it, loving it. Had no idea, but that is unmistakably just move this one over, and that is the exact Monster logo. No cap. That's real. And thank you, my man, for having the Amen hat on. You a G. God got your back for sure. I doubt you lose any fights coming up.
What you're about to see is them showing you in plain sight that the AI has all come from Nephilim, fallen angels, the days of Noah. We're living in the last days, and these people in the crowd are celebrating the end. Make sure you watch this to the end so you can see it clearly. Wait for it.
Your mind, connect. Your soul, connect. Your body, enter the simulation.
Hey, y'all, folks. That is crazy, scary telling. All right, that is so evil and so. I mean, look, got the devil's wings, and the way it even went in order. You know what I'm saying? Everything three. Plug in the mind, the soul, the body. Here we go, bro. This stuff is. I know a lot of people think this is just entertainment. Like all these folks in this crowd don't realize this is so much more serious than that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna see if I can figure out how to zoom in closer on this so we can play it back. I'm just, like I said, I'm learning this program. Y'all got to work with me here, but I'm gonna try to do that for you. Normally I just do this post edit, but I want to do it right now. See if I can make this so y'all can see that part more, because it's just creepy as it gets, man. It just don't get no creepier than this. I think that's gonna work right there, and hopefully I get all this back in position after. let's try this again. Like, this is just, it's scary. It makes my body tingle, not in a good way, not a good tingle. It creepy tingle. Like, all my spidey senses go up whenever I watch this. All of them. Like, no way. I'm staying away from that.
Wait for it.
Your mind, connect. Your soul, connect. Your body, enter the simulation.
The crowd has no idea. Pure Matrix.
Y'all, man, I just hope y'all feeling me whenever I'm talking about this, because if it don't scream wrong to you, like just everything about it scream wrong, then you're misfiring on some cylinders, because these things should be obvious, regardless of any knowledge you may or may not have of this stuff. You know what I mean? Because I don't have a lot of knowledge of this stuff. I'm teaching myself every day, and I'm so glad that I didn't live my whole life completely blind without trying to figure things out for myself like this. So I'm teaching myself every day. But even before actually knowing, you know, like knowing what a lot of this symbolism was and stuff, the feeling, the vibe was 100% there. Like, something just not right with this situation. That's what I'm talking about. All right, let's keep it moving.
Ken O'Keefe exposes what he believes are the true controllers of this world. Let me know your thoughts on this.
It is very clear that the head of the snake is the financial system. We can argue till the end of time about who runs the world. Is it the reptilians? Is it the Illuminati? Is it the Freemasons? We can go on and on and on and on about this, but I don't think it is reasonable to even begin arguing about the mechanism that is used to exert this control. The mechanism is finance. The whole point of finance is to indebt, otherwise to enslave. What is a mortgage? I mean, what does that stand for? It's a death grip. So when you get a mortgage, you have a death grip held over you because you are in debt. You don't even own the house. The bank owns the house that loans you the money to buy the house, unless you're fortunate enough to have all the money to buy it outright. And even then, you can be taxed by the government, and if you fail to keep up with those taxes, the government can then take it from you. The whole system is based on a financial fraud, which effectively takes the power that we have and it gives it to a tiny group of individuals who are running the world through the control of finance.
It wasn't until I started to become, relatively well-known publicly that the college came after me. And 7 years of that gets to be a bit much, especially now that there's 13 lawsuits compiled up, and all of them are for political opinions, and half of them have been put forward on false grounds. But even that's not enough for me to engage in the battle. The reason I'm engaging in the battle is, well, first of all, you want me to do social media retraining so I communicate better according to your experts? It's like, experts by what criteria exactly? What's a social media communication expert? You got any documentation that even exists as a field? And how do you know that if you have that social media expert train me, that I'm going to be a better therapist? There's no body of data that suggests that in the least.
Why do the protected need to be protected from the unprotected by forcing the unprotected to use the protection that didn't protect the protected in the first place?
You can't... I don't know how you could explain it any better than this. This lady did phenomenal. She did phenomenal with this. So listen.
Why do the protected need to be protected from the unprotected by forcing the unprotected to use the protection that didn't protect the protected in the first place?
Hey, that's a great question.
Well, it's been a while, so here's another Gen X thought of the day. People are trying to figure out why Gen X is aging differently. I think it had something to do with our wild childhoods. See, we were practically retired from childhood by the time we were 12. We had already been doing grown-up shit for years, and a lot of us already had jobs. By the tender age of 6 or 7, we walked ourselves to school unsupervised, and as far as supervision went, we didn't have a whole lot of that. We were kind of on our own. By the time we hit double digits, many of us were already smoking, and if you weren't smoking, you were experimenting with many other things. We ran the streets for hours, and nobody cared to look for us, and if they did come to hunt you down, you knew a good old-fashioned ass-whooping was waiting for you when you got home. Ass-whooping was a universally understood language back then. See, parents wanted to have you, but they did not want to see you. They told you to go play in traffic and locked you out of the house. All the adults could have vanished from the face of the earth and we would not have cared. All we needed was our friends from the neighborhood, a couple of stray dogs, a pocket knife, a lighter, a pack of bubble gum, and a box of Pop-Tarts, and we could survive for a very long time. Gen X will keep pushing back against that envelope of old age. We refuse to grow up. We're Toys R Us kids.
Country.
Oh my God, y'all. Oh my goodness. I love watching this lady's clips. She literally just explained my growing up. That's exactly how it was. Exactly how it was. And her stuff is just I highly suggest you go follow her. I can't read her name because I've got this on pause and my pause screen happens to go right across the middle of who she is. So y'all know how to pause your own screen watching this and look at her name, but I suggest you find this chick and follow her because she is amazing. I love this lady. Even for you young folks, watch this because she gives y'all some wisdom on what it was like for us. No doubt about it. All right, let's go.
Country is doomed. It is doomed, not just because of African Americans, but because by 2040, this country is going to be minority white European. You hear me? Minority white European. And you guys are going to have to start working more with Hispanics.
You guys.
Who make up a larger portion of the population than y'all do.
Y'all do. This is the non-racist president we're talking about. Y'all begging to get Trump back in here right now. Y'all begging. Because he be doing it. We doing it and doing it and doing it well. That's Trump, y'all. Ooh.
Doomed, you say? Wow. Did they really just say that? Like, Brandon.
How would you blokes like to make some real money? Well, and who do we have to, No, nothing like that. You see? I'm collecting stupid little boys. Stupid little boys. You know, the disobedient ones what they'll give them school. And you see, can I take them to Pleasure Island? Pleasure Island. Pleasure Island? But the law. Suppose they... No. There's no risk. They never come back. As boys.
Y'all know how real this is? Better learn how to read between the lines. And look at some Epstein. This stuff has been going on for a long time, and they always put it. That's going to be the downfall of Satan and his followers and his people. Symbolism, y'all. Symbolism. And telling that's why they always throwing up their pyramids and they Mason signs with their hands in their sleeve or whatever different signs they want to do. Y'all got to pay attention. This stuff is real. It's real out here. This 13 years old.
Yo, check this out. Even the animals know something just ain't right. Look at their faces, bro.
The color. Oh, brilliant.
They're like, wait, what? We don't rock with that.
Out of all my clips, y'all, out of all these clips, this is my favorite. The horses hit the brakes on the LGBTQ sign. They was like, we going around that. We don't want nothing to do with it.
Ever stop to wonder if our phones are actually spying on us? Well, wonder no more. A couple of months ago, Bree Thomason found out through an infrared camera accidentally that our iPhones are taking invisible pictures of us every 5 seconds. Check this out.
Wild and crazy Friday night findings. We just discovered, which we already knew, that your phone, an iPhone specifically, takes an infrared picture of you with your Face ID every 5-ish seconds. And we looked at it through an infrared camera, and it's pretty wild. Let's show you. Okay, have your home screen.
It's on the home screen.
Not touching anything.
No buttons.
Okay, infrared lens on the camera. Boom, there was one. 2. That's so wild. Okay, cover the camera.
Okay.
Oh, there was another one. Okay. Nothing. Oh, it's trying. It's taking pictures of your finger. Okay, move your finger. Ready? Boom.
This is something that we can't see with the naked eye.
Did this go just expose the truth about how they gain control over us? And let me know what you think of this one.
The best way to gain control of the most intelligent, powerful species on the planet would be to completely divide them from the love within themselves. As soon as they are old enough to begin creating an understanding of who they are, force them into a system that teaches them that it is wrong to be yourself if yourself is different from what is accepted as normal. Confuse them about their own biological makeup so that they think that permanently altering their body is the answer to happiness. Require their daily attendance at an institution that makes them focus only on the information that is provided. Make them attend that institution from age 5 until an adult and repeatedly test them on the information so that it becomes their truth. Give them an explanation to everything so that they never have a chance to make their own assumptions of the world. Scold them and humiliate them if they suggest an opinion that opposes that of their authorities. Keep reminding them of how cruel their ancestors were to each other in the past and broadcast how cruel they are to each other in the present. Only show them tragedies on the news so that they live in fear and think the worst of one another.
Does that sound familiar to y'all?
Things found by YouTubers. In 2016, a YouTuber that goes by the name Exploring with Josh decided to explore a deep underground cave with his friends. Everything seems to be going fine until they find something strange and unexpected. As they explore deep into the cave, out of nowhere they find a missing girl. They help the girl out of the cave and she gets reunited with her parents. It's unknown how the girl got that far into the cave system, but it would have definitely been a terrifying experience for her.
Caves and children are starting to be a common theme with this video. Now this clip trips me out because what y'all probably gonna see is some cute kids and perfect sync with each other. Oh, that's so cute. That's not what I get out of this at all. What I get out of this is while America is trying to teach their children to change their genders and demasculate men, this is what other countries are doing. They in unison, y'all. They won. They are one. And this, America is a fallen empire. I hate to say that, y'all, but we're on our decline. We are on our way out right now. We live in those times right now. And if some big changes doesn't happen and don't happen soon, we out of there. Facts.
This guy pours hot molten copper at 1,984 degrees Fahrenheit over a McDonald's sandwich. At that temperature, the copper should slice right through the sandwich, like a hot knife through butter. But as you see, the bread doesn't disintegrate, the meat turns to rubber, and even the pickles and lettuce are left untouched. No wonder your stomach can't digest fast food. The food is engineered not to be digested, which causes it to sit in your intestine, which makes you gain weight and leads to diabetes and other gut-based abnormalities, leading to more disease. If you love yourself, if you love your children, stop feeding them this poison. If this is not reason enough to stop giving your kids McDonald's, then think of the disease that will come from fake foods, like diabetes, cancer, obesity, and many more. Share this video and tag your friends. If we can save just one child today, it will be worth it. The creator of this post is the Raw Report. He asks that you go to his website and sign up for his book on secret knowledge.
That's why I don't eat fast food. I don't do that. So with that being said, y'all need to get over here to this restaurant I'm about to tell you about. They stuff is fire. Let me show you. This place is called Sax's Tacos. My spot, y'all. My spot. So if you're ever in Austin, Texas, 8101 Salt Springs Drive, Austin, Texas, 78747. Come on in, see your boy. My food, y'all, I don't do any of that GMO, none of that bioengineered, nothing. All right, the veggies I grow myself. I have an entire garden at my residence just for this taco shop. I'm gonna keep y'all living well, living right. You know what I'm saying? Here, let me show you a little bit more right here. Let's not stop right there. Come on in here. You know what I mean? Come on in here. Right here. See this dude right here. This dude fights cage fighting and everything else. He's kind of a big deal dude, right? One of my customers. Amazing dude named Michael. All right, this dude right here, the tall guy right here, he getting ready to go to the NBA. All right, he's literally on his way to the NBA. The little short dude beside him, that's his little brother. And this little dude right here comes in my shop every day, 5 days a week on his way to school. And this dude is an athlete upon athletes upon athletes. This kid is in like 4 or 5 sports simultaneously and be doing it. And got straight A GPA, you know what I'm saying? Good customers. All right, this dude right here, he plays semi-pro football. All right, my peoples be doing it. These is my customers, y'all. This is my customers, my little hole-in-the-wall taco shop. All right, these boys come in and see me almost every day to eat on their lunch break. Well, my point is, y'all, I ain't gonna do y'all dirty. I care about that kind of stuff. That kind of stuff matters to me. My eyes have been awakened. All right. So I'm gonna make sure y'all take care of too. You ain't never gotta worry about that with me, and my food is always fresh and always delicious. Had to plug myself. Now, everything I said is true, but let's keep going with this video.
Shout out to those farmers markets.
The test that the U.S. government is going to be doing on everyone's cell phones on October 4, 2023. Do you want to hear what Higher Self has to say about this? My name is Tracy, and while my clients are under hypnosis, I lead them to channel their higher self to get answers to every question they have about their lives. Today, my client wanted to know what is up with that test the U.S. government is going to be doing on October 4, 2023 on everyone's cell phones, where they're going to be sending out a test. And keep in mind, this is just one answer on 34 pages of notes from this client session. It was truly an incredible, phenomenal session where she was very connected to the other side, and it was beyond amazing. Told her that it would be best to completely turn your phone off during this test. In other words, not participate in it. She was told that it's a test now to see if it works. And it is related to Project Bluebeam. And if you don't know what Project Bluebeam is, you're going to want to look it up. I don't want to get this video taken down just because I talk about it. And when I asked, well, what is this project actually for? What is the purpose behind this project? Her higher self said it's to gather people all in one place. And when I asked, what is the purpose of gathering them all in one place? Her higher self said, for damaging them, controlling them, scaring them, rationing them. It's about food and every other form of control. When you don't have anything, you will accept anything and do anything to substitute for safety. I then asked, will there be some who don't fall for these tricks and these antics by the government and not succumb to the control and the fear? Her higher self said, yes, of course there will be. And it's not going to work the way they really want it to work. My opinion, I think too many people know and are on to the government and their antics. And the more people that wake up, the less control they're going to have. So my hope in sharing this video is that it does just that. Helps other people to ask questions and to wake up and see what's really going on around us. So So I don't know about you, but I'm definitely going to take her higher self's advice, and my phone will be completely off, as will my television be unplugged, and I will not be around anyone at that time, so I can make sure I'm not even having to listen to this silly, ridiculous test.
Not because of her video, because I rabbit hole everything. If I'm into it, interested in it, I rabbit hole it. And there's been a lot of stuff that I've been researching, from the 5G stuff to everything else, that all correlates and fits in with this niche, right? So if you think I'm capping, go to Facebook, join Sax's Tacos Facebook group, not the Facebook page, Sax's Tacos Facebook group, and you will see that tomorrow I will have a sign, a billboard out in front of my little restaurant that says I will be closed October 4th, right, day after tomorrow, giving my customers a day notice, let them know I will be closed on the 4th, 10/4, due to the FEMA's emergency broadcast system, right? I'm not going to be part of that. I'm turning my phone off. I'm literally going to take some, I sell tacos, so I got a lot of aluminum foil. I'm literally going to turn my phone off, wrap it in foil, leave it at the house. I'm going to turn my computer off, my TV off, all my stuff off at the house. And I'm going to take my dog. I'm going to go out to a park. I got a park not very far from here that is a big park, so even if there's other people there, I can still get quite a ways away from them. All right, I'm going to take my shoes off, my socks off, and y'all, I don't go barefoot for nothing, but I want to be grounded. I want to be grounded out on the earth over that time of this broadcast, probably for several hours longer, just in case, and not going to be around anybody. I'm going to have my girlfriend in my pocket. Not going to date anybody, so figure that one out. All right, my girlfriend will be in my pocket in case she needs to protect me if things go weird. Not saying that I really think things are going to go weird, but I'm saying I will not be caught slipping. All right, question everything. So if you think I'm capping, join my Facebook group, and you'll see right in front of my shop will be a sign that says I will be closed over that time. Because I'm not gonna take a chance. I'm not gonna take a chance. It either is or it isn't. But I'd rather be on just like with religion, just like being a Christian. I'd rather live as a Christian and die as a Christian and find out all that was shenanigans and still die with a good soul than to live evil and die and find out it was all real. That don't tell you something, then you ain't listening. You ain't buying what I'm selling. From the great words of my grandfather, Reverend John Watson. Rest in peace. Let's go.
Food affects the brain functions. This for entertainment purposes only.
Perfectly healthy. Put him in a vat of water and he finds his way to safety every time.
5.2.
Now, look at this guy. What he's been eating is the equivalent of a North American diet, complete with all the fats and sugars we regularly consume. He doesn't know where to go. His brain has been damaged.
These rats were totally normal, and then they turned into demented animals. They don't remember their learning after even a day. And as the challenge gets harder and harder, they fail more and more, just like a human with Alzheimer's disease.
Y'all see this shit?
36.2.
In this lab, the belief now is that Alzheimer's is really diabetes of the brain, linked to insulin levels, which can be affected by too much sugar. Professor Suzanne Delamonte.
Insulin resistance, we now know, can occur in any organ. It can occur in the muscles.
Excuse me. So all of this quote-unquote conspiracies that we've been saying about the food and how it affects the brain.
The idea of lab-grown meat makes you uncomfortable. This video is going to make you even more uncomfortable. Scientists were able to grow a whole model of a human embryo without sperm, eggs, or a uterus. There was no human involved in this. They were able to do this by using harvested stem cells. This study has been practiced many times in the past with mice embryos. The mouse embryo on the top is a real mouse embryo. The mouse embryo on the bottom is GMO, it's synthetic, it's not real. By the way, these mice embryos make it to a stage of where they have a beating heart and a developing brain. I think it's kind of funny that they shared the recipe with us online, like we were going to try it at home one day. Full alchemy, anyone? I think a lot of people would agree that this makes them kind of uncomfortable. And what is the reason? Like, why are they doing this? And it seems to always come back to IVF. If a couple is having a hard time conceiving, they would choose IVF. A lot of people would believe that making a human child with no human parents is just morally and ethically wrong. And if you're not using human parents to begin with, who does the baby belong to? We'd already seen the whole drama with the CRISPR designer babies. This is where scientists were able to create custom babies. They were able to take the best traits from both parents and create this designer baby. And one of the arguments in favor of CRISPR was that this was able to remove any sort of genetic abnormalities or diseases from these babies. I'm sure a lot of people would love to be able to customize their baby and have the baby look exactly like they want, but is it crossing a line? Should there be a limit? Like, is this too much to be playing with nature? And how do we know we're not going to accidentally develop something we shouldn't have developed? We've seen the strange creatures that have washed ashore.
Free Life Squad, I really hope that y'all pay attention to the stuff that I present you. And again, I don't know how factual any of this is. I have no idea. I literally have zero way of proving it. But when math starts mathing, it's mathing. When math ain't mathing, it ain't mathing. When things make sense, they make sense. When things don't make sense, they don't make sense. So the stuff I try to bring you and present to you is stuff that, to me, makes sense. Except for, some of the stuff like the school bus disappearance. But even with that stuff, I don't just fall into that. I call it out if I think it's shenanigans. As you will see. With all my videos. I call it out. If I don't believe it, I call it out. You know what I mean? But I always leave that room, that margin of error. Because just because I don't believe it also doesn't mean that it's not real. Just because I believe it doesn't mean that it is real. But anyway, y'all, thank you for being part of this Free Life Squad. If you are not yet part of this Free Life Squad, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Sorry I can only put out a couple videos a week because I also run my business, which I'm a owner-operator by myself, putting it down 24/7 because I'm a real, true American patriot and doing it the way it's supposed to be done out here, grinding. But it takes up all my time. But I be putting in, like, for instance, this little video right here. I've been working on this for 4 days. So when I clock out of my little spot, I edit for hours and hours and hours and hours all night. So even though it might seem like I'm not putting out a lot for y'all, I promise you I am. I'm putting out as much as I possibly can at the moment. Whenever I can get to a point to where I can hire on a few people at the restaurant, or maybe hire on a few people to help me out with this YouTuber thing, then we'll get more content out. But don't think I'm slacking on y'all, because I'm not. I'm working for you every day. I promise you. I love you. Thank you for being here. I'm Sax. I'm out. We'll see y'all on the next one.